It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, in the sidelines as well. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
So here's Miami's starting group. The post tandem, Adebayo and Ware. Mitchell is out there with Hero. And it's Powell in at the 3 spot. And for San Antonio, Vassell pairs with Barnes to make up the forward pair. Castle is out there with Harper. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5 down low. So, Legs, here we are at the very beginning of an NBA season. Were you a quick starter, or did you have to build up as the season went on?
Well, Kevin, I didn't have a choice. I always tried to come into training camp in the best shape of anybody in there. I wasn't going to run around too many guys, so I had to run away from them. I learned that early in my career. But, you know, sometimes you don't necessarily shoot the ball well out of the gate. That really was season by season.
And there is no hesitation on Vassell's catch-and-shoot jumpers. Any sort of room, and he's letting it fly.
Pass to Adebayo. Powell feeling it out a bit. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, thanks. The Heat knew they needed to add more shot creation, and this summer, they went out and got just that, acquiring Norman Powell, coming off an all-star caliber season with the Clippers, and doing so without giving up much draft capital in return, or even a starter. That has to be considered a home run for the Heat.
A terrific addition. Shams Charania with the report. Hey, Shams, thanks. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Mitch Johnson. Coach brought up the challenges that Bam Adebayo poses on both ends. He told me offensively, Bam doesn't force much. He gets his points within the flow of the offense. He's a great finisher and facilitator. And defensively, he can guard anybody. He might be the most versatile defender in the league. Back to you.
Allie, thank you so much. Now, here's Mitchell. Adebayo the screen. And Mitchell gets it to go.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
And he comes up with the deuce.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Powell the pass to Ware. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, here's Harper. Barnes outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Heat have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Back to Powell. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Spurs trail by 3. And here's Harper from the arc. And Ware pulls it down. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Miami Heat. In the corner, Powell with it. And the 3 off target. San Antonio's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. And thus far in his career, GA, Victor Wembanyama is averaging well over 3 blocks per game.
Matter of fact, if he can maintain this rate, he's on pace to average the most blocks of any player in NBA history, surpassing the towering Marquis.
The Spurs shooting 43% since taking the floor today. And that one's good. Barnes.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Now, here's Mitchell. The three-pointer, no good.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Lets it go with the 3. Castle misses. The Heat with the lead. 1:56 left here in the opening quarter. Adebayo with a screen on Vassell. Right side, Adebayo. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by Castle. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Wide open. Rebound by Mitchell.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Powell, no one around him. Misses and the dry spell continues.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Wembanyama. And he banks in the layup.
The size, reach, the bucket is right there for Victor inside.
1:03 left in the first quarter. And here is Hero. Still without a basket. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. In transition, here come the Spurs. It's good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The Heat trail by 3. Outside, Hero. 36 seconds left to play here in the first. Miami no good on that time either. Spurs have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Wembanyama passes to Vassell. Wembanyama sets a screen for Vassell. And it's San Antonio with another.
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
Hero against Castle. Here's Hero. Here's Ware. Nailed from three-point land. Ware's got 7 points in the game. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's San Antonio as they wrap up the first quarter with a 13-5 run. And will return. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
People say the mid-range shot is dying, but so far in this one, that has not been the case for this team.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
On the court for Miami here in the second. They've got Achua. Jonas is out there with Wiggins, and it's Larson in at the shooting guard. Pass to Jonas. Here's Jovic. Three-pointer. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Very difficult to stop team play when the ball's moving. Excellent find with the pass to create that scoring opportunity.
The three from Johnson. Miami grabs the miss. And when this game is done with, they'll be off to Los Angeles, taking on the Lakers. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Achua kicks to Wiggins. Achua inside. Irons there. Achua no good.
Now, he was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
Pass to Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Heat shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Here's Larson. Coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks a lot. The Miami Heat's head coach Eric Spoelstra talked about their approach, and he said, you got to try to take control of the game, set the tone, and play consistently throughout. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. It's who can impose their will longer than the other team. Back to you guys.
He knows his stuff. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Drills it from outside.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. And a new group in for the Heat. Harper the pass to Vassell. Barnes screen on Hero. For three, Vassell. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
Just too easy for Vassell. Got to run him off the line.
Harper against Mitchell. There's Hero with the 3. And the Heat, another 3.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Barnes outside. Pass to Wembanyama. Shoots over Webb. The rebound by Tyler Hero. The Heat leading by 4. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That is his first foul of the game. Now he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins.
Miami substitution. Number 24, Norman Powell.
Here's Mitchell. Has to wear. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Powell outside. No good from outside.
Well, I love the confidence. Keep shooting it. Eventually, he's got to start making some, right?
Outside Harper. When you think about elite offensive players, Tim, what's one area that can really put them over the top and into a completely different category?
I think it's those guys that have a willingness to move without the basketball. If you have a willingness to run and cut and respace, it's going to create a lot of problems for a defense.
Has that even become more of a thing now as you watch these high-octane space and pace type offenses?
There is no question it's become something that's a priority for teams now. And I also think the ingenuity of these young coaches creates a better flow offensively if you're willing to run without the basketball.
That's terrific. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Johnson.
When Johnson's feeling it from range, he can be lethal.
Powell, the pass to Hero. Back to Powell. The 3. Rebound, San Antonio. Wembanyama's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Well, he's over, but they're still winning, and that's really all that matters.
Barnes screen on Hero. Vassell, no good. The Heat leading by 3. Pass to Hero. Now Mitchell. Adebayo with the screen on Harper. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Wembanyama's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Harper. Good. And now just a 1-point Heat lead.
You see just how assertive Harper is down low. This kid fears absolutely nothing.
And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Heat. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Ware kicks to Hero. And again, it's the Heat missing. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. For 3, Vassell. And Ware pulls it down.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Hero looking over the defense. And stolen by Barnes. Here's Wembanyama. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Heat lead by 1. Time now for the halftime break, with the 3rd quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the...
Thanks for joining us. The story through the first half, the Miami Heat in a game so far that's been close.
Playing well on the road can be very difficult. They're doing a good job despite the challenges.
Away from home, they aren't letting the crowd get into their heads. In fact, they've looked comfortable at times. And during that first half of play, these two leading the way for their respective teams.
Yeah, they're both smart.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. San Antonio trailing here. Filling the perimeter spots are Castle and Vassell. Barnes operates at the 4 with Wembanyama at the 5. And it's Harper in at the point guard position. That's the San Antonio 5.
Maybe the most hyped teenager since LeBron James. Wembanyama is the poster child for upside.
The Spurs shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And that's about what we expect. He's been excellent from the line tonight.
Outside, Hero. Powell for 3. Buries it from three-point range. Powell's got 6.
But what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Back to Vassell. Barnes sets a screen for Vassell. Pulls it up. Misses the jumper.
The defense really didn't do enough to alter that shot. It's simply a miss.
Hero from long range. And Adebayo throws it down.
Yeah, you love Adebayo chasing the basketball and running down that offensive board.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Castle misses. Miami leading by 4. Here's Hero. Oh, the rejection by Wembanyama. Harper the pass to Barnes. Spurs working the ball around now. Wembanyama, a screen on Mitchell. Wembanyama tackling inside.
At well over 7 feet tall. Inside is easy money for Victor.
And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Hero against Castle. Hero kicks to Ware. Hits the three-point bomb. 12 points for him.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's Castle. Rebound by the Heat. Adebayo's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
And after playing most of his career at the center spot, Greg, do you like Bam Adebayo playing power forward?
Oh, it's great. At 6'9", I felt like he was always undersized at the pivot, making up for it with his strength and toughness, but he has the mobility and the skill to play the 4 without question. Something Castle continues to work on. It's crucial that he becomes more consistent from deep.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thank you, Kevin. Bam Adebayo is big time. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, the way he's worked over the years to add to his game has been incredible. He's one of the best passers on the team, and he's not afraid to take the shot in a big moment. He cares deeply about improving, and you see it in the results of his work. Guys?
High praise indeed. Allie, we thank you very much. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Castle. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Well, this has been far from his best game. And if they're going to come back here, he's got to find a way to get going.
Pass to Mitchell. The 3-ball. And again, Miami with the triple.
And where is the leadership? Because in the second half, they just haven't brought the same energy defensively.
Here's Castle. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got his 6th rebound on the night. Powell down low. Covered by Vassell. And a wide open look for Hero. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Mitchell against Harper. Back to Barnes. Wembanyama sets a screen for Barnes. Oh, Wembanyama! Too easy.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for the Spurs. Johnson comes in for Devin Vassell. Nikola Jovic is checked in for the Heat. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Hero. Powell with a screen on Barnes. Jovic, no good. Spurs trail by 8. Barnes looking around. Johnson outside. Off target from three-point range. And here are the Heat. They're on a 16-7 run. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Well, Wiggins that time showing you a different dimension to his inside game. And that presents a challenge for the defense.
1:09 left in the third. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the shot goes in. There's a minute left to play in the third. Powell outside. Pass to Jovic. Now here's Adebayo. He's covered by Cornett. Adebayo with the bucket. Adebayo's got the lead up to 10 now for the Heat.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Castle against Mitchell. Now Castle. Cornett finds Castle. And here's Harper from the arc. Sinks the triple. Harper's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Mitchell against Castle. Pass to Adebayo. Shoots over Cornett. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Well, the defense was daring him to take that shot, and it paid off.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Heat out front, up 5. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along this.
Trust each other. Let's get that ball moving.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the floor for Miami, Jaime Jaquez is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Tyler Hero. Then there's Yaka Jonas. And it's Jovic in at the center.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that's not a horrible shot for him to take, but you could still probably find a higher percentage shot.
Miami leading by 5. Good ball movement here by Miami. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Off target from outside. The Spurs shooting the ball at 42%. High post Johnson.
And what Johnson lacks in size, he makes up for with determination. Even the foul can't stop him completely.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
And we should also mention their work on the perimeter. They have found quality looks from deep, and they have knocked them down.
Pass to Jovic. And he makes good on the layup. And the Heat lead by 6.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Vassell outside. Shoots over Yaka Jonas. Yaka Jonas grabs the rebound. The Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's Johnson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Big body is what they call him. But man, does Johnson have a quick first step.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Outside, Hero. Vassell against Jaquez. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Wembanyama, he's checked in for San Antonio. The Heat also with a sub. Khalil Ware's checked in for Jaime Jaquez. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. And a big reason their team is down, the three-point line. Coach saying in the huddle, we have to battle on the perimeter. They're outplaying us from the arc. Guys?
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. And stolen by Wembanyama. Here's Vassell. A shot missing. The Heat leading by 6. Higgins outside. Oh, he jams it right over Wembanyama.
Well, Wiggins may look calm and cool out there, but he can put on a show at times.
And that's a great look at that slam from our AT&T Connected Cam. And here's Bryant outside. Heat have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Yep, it counts. And now a 10-point Miami lead.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Wembanyama finds Bryant. And down it goes.
Oh, nice setup by Wembanyama. On top of everything else, this guy has an incredible IQ.
Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away.
Norman Powell. Davion Mitchell.
Hero on the wing, covered by Vassell. Adebayo with a screen for Mitchell. Foul. The long shot, no good.
It's been a quiet game for him to this point on the offensive end, but the team has still played well enough to hold the lead.
Now, Adebayo. Here's Hero. Oh, the dunk.
Well, I love that right there. Tyler Hero giving a little attitude.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. A deeper look now for San Antonio. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Luke Cornett. Castle comes in for Keldon Johnson. And it's Harper in for Bryant. And he gets that one to go.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, the way this game has gone, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for
Barnes. And he does not hit. Powell gets it to go. Down low. And when it comes to team building, GA, there's been a debate about whether the 2-star or 3-star approach is more effective.
Kevin, to me, I think it comes down to fit more than anything. It doesn't matter how many stars you have if they don't mesh. And if they're not comfortable in the role that's carved out for them on that respective team.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, that'll give them something to think about.
Now, Adebayo throws it down. What an assist!
Well, Adebayo is always a threat to dunk it. He's light on his feet and extremely explosive.
Castle with it. Good! Lays it right in there.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Now, here's Mitchell. Got a piece of it. And the rejection by Wembanyama. And good that that time.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Miami.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
Here's Mitchell.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Yeah, I think it's time to wave the white flag.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The shot is off. Powell outside. And so it's Miami winning this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
Allie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
Bam, of all the aspects that went into this win, which do you think was most important?
Our defense, man. You know, when it got down to crunch time, we really locked in, and we pride ourselves on that, like I always say. And, you know, we take those matchups, those one-on-one matchups personal. And we got the stops and we got a W. We got to tough this one out.
It's always better when you can make it personal. Thanks so much, Bam.
And as always, Allie, thank you so much. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports.